Chindu, how are you?
I'm good, sir.
So could you please introduce yourself?
So good evening. And my name is Manchandu, and I'm from Vizag. I completed my undergraduate in the stream of electronics engineering.
Okay, that's it. Fine. What are the services you learned from AWS?
I have learned number of services from AWS, mainly S3, EC2, and elastic load balancer, auto scaling, and much more.
So, how do you store your data? I mean, in cloud, where do you store your data? And what are the services you use to store your data?
There are a number of services to store our data. Mainly, we use S3 buckets, and if we are storing the data in servers, then we use EBS or EFS services.
It's going to be a relational database. Then what you use?
If it's going to be relational database, we are gonna use PostgreSQL or MySQL or many more databases that are provided by AWS.
Okay. So you go with the single database or multi-AZ deployment?
The best practice is to go through multi-AZ deployment. So if in one cluster, if an instance is destroyed or failover, another instance will be activated.
Okay. What is primary DB and what is standby?
The primary DB is a DB of the cluster. It is mainly used to write and edit the data in the database.
Okay.
The standby is to only read the data.
Okay. What is read replica?
It is a standby instance of the cluster.
Okay.
If any data is to be read and the load is increased on the primary DB, it is redirected to the secondary DB, read replica.
Can I insert data from the read replica, read instance? Can I insert data from read instance?
No, sir, you cannot.
Okay. What do you know about cache?
Cache is it is introduced in CloudFront and RDS. The cache is like if you want to access the data one or more time, it is stored in cache and it is accessed fastly with low latency.
Okay, low latency, fine. So, have you done with your 2 projects or not yet?
I have completed my first project, sir, 3-tier.
So, what are the issues you have been faced and how you resolve those issues and how you complete your first project?
Firstly, the main issue is to connect to the private instance and deploying our apps, sir. And for that, we have to. That is the first issue, and it is resolved by using session manager. I have given a role to the EC2 instance.
Okay.
I have connected to the private instance through the session manager.
Okay.
But the internet access is given through NAT gateway.
NAT gateway. Okay.
And I have successfully deployed my app in private instance.
Okay.
That is the first issue, and second issue is.
And how many public subnets and how many private subnets you have used to create this 3-tier architecture?
I have used 2 public subnets and 4 private subnets.
Okay. So, what is the difference between public and private?
The public subnet is likely to have an internet gateway connection, and in the public route, we should have a default route of internet gateway.
Okay.
So that it will be a public, but in private, it will have an NAT gateway to NG private internet connection. It does not have an internet gateway.
Fine. How do you protect your application from malicious or unauthorized traffic?
We can protect our application through security groups and NACL and WAF, Web Application Firewall.
So we can protect our application through security group. Only WAF is the Web Application Firewall is the right. So what is the functionality of WAF and how do you configure this?
WAF is a service of AWS where we can protect our application, and we can configure WAF by allow or blocking certain IPs or certain regions from certain IPs from the region, and giving captcha for the advanced protection.
Fine, perfect. So how can you maintain your application high available and scalable?
High availability is achieved through load balancing, and highly scalable is achieved through auto scaling.
So how do you configure those?
We can configure load balancer and auto scaling. If we have number of instances containing our application, and we can load balance if there is a much more load through one instance, we can activate load balancer, and the load is balanced to that instance we have.
Fine. What is S3?
S3 is a simple storage service, sir.
What are the storage classes we have in S3?
We have standard storage class, standard infrequent access, intelligent tiering, one zone IA,
Okay.
glacier departed.
Okay. I have a file. Unfortunately, I have deleted the file in S3.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to retrieve the deleted file?
If you have enabled the S3 versioning,
Perfect.
packet versioning.
Perfect.